Holy shit, it has been a really long time since I last talked about old video games. You can really tell that my hyperfixations circulate a lot because that was a year ago, and I'm only finishing it now. Well, it's better late than not at all. But what am I gonna do in December? Huh. Well, there's only two options that I can think of. Demo discs. I don't have many, but I have enough to shove down your throat, so I'm gonna do that today, actually. All in the Christmas spirit. Look, it was either this or the Dreamcast, and the only interesting thing I can show about the Dreamcast is Typing of the Dead 2 right now, so I'll give it until next December. If I'm even alive by next December. You've probably played a demo once or twice before, but they used to be on discs. Maybe you were alive, maybe you were not. Personally, I wasn't actually. Yeah, being a kid who grew up on the Nintendo Wii and the Xbox 360, I did not realize that demo discs were a thing until I got my hands on the PlayStation 2, funnily enough. And it's so cool to see all these compilations of demos, because it's not just one game, well, not all the time, but it's usually multiple, and even have trailers for other games that are coming out during that time period. Now, I already covered the Happy Disc, and I completely forgot that I did that until I looked back and went, oh shit. I covered the Happy Disc, and that's a demo disc. You know what? It would have made more sense if I did it now. Too late. You're getting the PlayStation Pizza Hut demo disc instead. Sorry, try again? What do you mean, sorry, try again? Does the disc not work? Now, you may have noticed that the disc says Disc 2 on it, and this is because it's part of a 2-disc set, at the very least. I'm not looking it up because I'm lazy.
Are you ready? You're about to hit the racecourse at 210 miles per hour. Take a vacation with a dragon, race a snowmobile through breathtaking alpine terrain, push your puzzle skills to the limit, and go on a perilous journey with the adventure of Femme Fatale. So finish that stuffed crust pizza and leap into action. Once you get a taste of these games, you'll have to put them on your holiday gift list.
Well, for one, I haven't touched Pizza Hut in years. I'm a Little Caesars guy. Fuck you! And also, I don't think Walmart sells these anymore. I'm sorry. Well, here's a demo disc with a pretty okay selection of games. We have Next Tetris, Spyro 2 Ripped Out Rampage, Gran Turismo 2, Tomb Raider The Last Revelation, and the fuck is Sledstorm? Well, we might as well do this list from top to bottom, so let's start off with the Next Tetris. Well, first of all, look at all that Tetris plinko going on in the background. I guess they finally found the replacement to the horses. It was very inhumane to do that. Now, for the sake of my sanity, I'm mostly just gonna choose the most basic option, and for this one, it's gonna be single-player arcade.
Clear the bottom row of blocks to win. Pieces of different colors will fall apart.
Well, that's pretty cool to know. Basically, the Next Tetris is Tetris, but if the blocks could fall apart like Legos. Also, during this, you are timed, but there is one major problem, and that is that I'm not good at Tetris. It took me a billion years just to finish level 1. I should sign up for IGN. But overall, this is Tetris. Unfortunately, it's not the next Tetris, because if so, we would be playing Tetris like this forever. Next up is Spyro 2, and honestly, I don't have much to say about Spyro 2. It is Spyro 2. Just an overall good 3D platformer game for the original PlayStation. And if I ever was going to talk about Spyro, it would probably be on an actual full Spyro game rather than a Spyro demo, to be honest. So by saying all that, I didn't need to explain the next Tetris either, but too bad. Next up, Gran Turismo 2. Now, I do actually own Gran Turismo 2. I'm not gonna play Gran Turismo 2 because here's the thing, I don't care. But for the sake of this video, let's start up arcade mode. Now, I'm gonna go on easy because I'm not very good at racing games in the first place, and we have a class selection system. Well, let's try Class C, because I think it would be really funny to drive as a city car. Huh? None of them are available? Then what the hell am I gonna drive? Fine, I guess I'll drive as the Ford Mustang GT. And it's off to the races. Oh wait, I don't like playing in first person mode. Oh no. Select definitely isn't change the camera button, because I definitely didn't read this control scheme from earlier. Anyways, I'm back in the game and now I can see my car in the third person. And as previously mentioned, I'm not very good at racing, so I ended up in 6th place. Alright, let me try this again and try a different control style. Manual drift style. And it's off to the races, and oh my god, I am so slippery. I managed to spin out like 3 times, and I lost so hard that it fucked up the game's audio. Anyways, I gotta be doing something wrong. I'm gonna try this one more time. And you know what? I think I kinda got the hang of it, because I actually managed to place second in the race. Barely. I could've gotten first if it wasn't for you. And while I wouldn't ever play it again, Gran Turismo 2 is an alright racing game. Alright, next up, Tomb Raider The Last Revelation. And ooh, we start off with a trailer. Must be trying to build hype for the demo. It's just too bad that it's running at like 240p, so even on an upscaler, it looks horrendous. Coming November 1999. Dang, I must have missed the whole game. At least I get to play the demo, right? There is no demo. Where is my perilous journey with the femme fatale demo? You lying circle. Well, that sucks. Hopefully Sledstorm is in a trailer too. Alright, we do actually have a demo for Sledstorm. Thank you. Alright, Sledstorm seems to be another racing game, but instead of cars, you use snowmobiles, and it's time to select our character. And our choice is between a buff woman or a guy who jerks off all day. For sure. So do you remember Jet X2O from my first collection catalog that I covered for like 5 seconds? Well, this game is actually very similar to it, and feels a little more faster paced on top of that, actually. You race around the track while trying to score as much points as possible to get the high score or whatever. And as previously mentioned, I'm still not very good at it. But overall, I honestly kind of like this game. I'd say it's a little better than Jet X2O even, though I might also have to replay that game at some point. Or maybe not, because these character designs still look like they're gonna touch me in an alleyway. Well, since we're still on the PlayStation right now, we might as well continue with... It is just Zone of the Enders. Oh, would you look at that? It comes with a demo disc for Metal Gear Solid 2. Ooh. The interesting thing is that this is actually a special build of Metal Gear Solid 2 made specifically for this demo. Now, you only play a small chunk of the tanker section of the game, so it's not very long. But it's definitely a little more on the interesting side at the very least. And on top of that, I actually have Metal Gear Solid 2 to compare it with, so yes. The first thing that is very, very off is that everybody only speaks Japanese. I guess they didn't have the English voice actors yet. That's pretty neat. On top of that, the codec looks slightly different, and I also can't do this if I'm an impatient little baby. And on top of that, the item slots are modeled after Metal Gear Solid 1's item slots and not Metal Gear Solid 2's item slots, which are completely vertical instead of being in a slight L shape like these ones are. Other than that, it's pretty much just Metal Gear Solid 2, and that's kind of about it. I would point out more changes if I could, but keyword is could, because I didn't really notice much other than the things that I just mentioned. It's pretty much just Metal Gear Solid 2 again. But if you're a big Metal Gear Solid fan, I would recommend checking this out for all the little small changes, like how Olga's health bar is just a health bar. There is not 2 health bars. There is just 1. Now, you may have noticed that on the desk display, there were some Dreamcast demo discs. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. One problem, though. None of them work. The funny thing is that they did actually work at one point. I did actually play these demo discs, and I did have footage. It's gone now. But these demo discs were in working condition at one point, and then they just decided to not work. You put in the disc, it reads the disc, it goes, oh yes, there is a disc in here, and then it fucking died, and it turns back on. It looks like we'll just have to save the demos for when I can actually use them. Well, since the Dreamcast demos don't work, let's move back to the PlayStation 2 with a game that I dug out of my ass or some shit. This is MX vs ATV Unleashed. I used to have the sleeve for it, but I don't know what exactly happened to it, so I just have the disc now. I'm sorry. But what about the game itself? I think it's boring, so I'm gonna skip it actually. Look, it's pretty much just a racing game, but you get to choose between a bike or a 4-wheel bike. Yeah! Look, the only good thing I can say about this game is it has ragdoll physics, and they look really funny. Well, that was terrible. What about the original Xbox? Well, first of all, here's a quick little note. My white Xbox doesn't have audio. So I had to pull out this. This is my actual original Xbox that does have audio, but the thing is that I have taken it apart and all the caps look like they're about to pop, so I'm gonna have to speed this up. But at first, it also did whatever the hell this is. Well, that's gonna make all the footage look unplayable. But I figured out the fix. For some reason, the Xbox doesn't support 480p. Yeah, I don't know why. So after disabling that, I finally got rid of all of those glitchy little effects and we can play these demo discs now. Yay. But from here on, I'm gonna pick up the speed of the video because 1, I'm losing my sanity, and 2, this Xbox is probably about to pop within like 24 hours maybe. So here is the October 2005 demo disc, featuring Far Cry Instincts, and a whole lot of brothers in arms. I don't like this game, by the way. Anyways, let's play the demo advertised on the disc. Far Cry Instincts is okay whenever I can see it because the bloom is fucking ridiculous in this game. But the main gimmick of this game is that you can make traps, use special abilities, and I only made 1 trap, and the demo doesn't even have any special abilities. Thanks for showing me the gimmick of this version of Far Cry. Other than that, it is a perfectly fine shooter. Moving on. Oh, I also completely forgot to mention that some of the audio is missing. I don't know why. Next up is a little hidden gem of a horror game. The Suffering Ties That Bind. Oh, I didn't know The Suffering was into BDSM. While this is a horror game, it's more of an action horror game than a horror game. You run around, you shoot monsters, you become a monster. Ooh. And that's pretty much it, actually. The gameplay overall is pretty alright, but I do actually really like the monster designs in this game. If it was in like a Silent Hill type game, that would be great, actually, but we're stuck with an action horror game instead. Next up is Indigo Prophecy, and we start off with this bald guy talking to us about this being a story-based game. Ooh. What, like Telltale's The Walking Dead? Basically, this game is based off your actions, what you do in the game. That's kind of all I can really give it, to be honest. And I only really played 1 path anyways, but I know the story can be, like, entirely different. It also has a little feature that I haven't seen since 13, which is basically, there are 2 cameras. No way. I actually think this is a really cool feature, and you barely see any games ever use it, so it's kind of nice to see here. In all honesty, I'd probably only give it a full chance once I could actually get my hands on a full copy, because this little demo is a little too small, actually. And now it's time for the Cold War, since we were in the snow earlier. And oh my god, Gordon Freeman, is that you? Is this the fabled Half-Life 3? No. This game is a pretty mediocre stealth game like Metal Gear Solid, where you play as a photographer in the Cold War. You move around so slow, except for when you're aiming for whatever reason, so most of the gameplay is just me aiming down my sights so I can actually walk faster. All the menus require you to hold down the A button, which is pretty weird. And for being a photographer, I barely use the camera, even if it has an X-ray view on it. Also, I don't know why, but this game has a snap button. He just snaps his fingers. I never found any use for this. What the hell is this for? I didn't mean to knock him out, but that was amazing. Anyways, I got caught. Oops, I died. I've had enough with this game. Goodbye. Now it's time to play Conflict Global Terror. And this game is a squad-based shooter. Boring. Get it out of my sight. Look, I would say anything about this game, but I really do not care. But if you really want to know, it is fine. I do not mind it. But I would rather not play it. Sorry to any of you Conflict Global Terror fans. We're moving on to the October 2004 demo disc. Ooh, a year earlier. And first of all, I actually bought this demo disc for one very specific reason. Def Jam Fight for New York. This is kind of like a niche little gem on the original Xbox, PS2, and GameCube, which skyrocketed its price. So the only real way that I can play this game is via the demo, so yeah, here we are. You see, Def Jam Fight for New York is a game where you play as rappers from the time period, duking it out in the ring, which is pretty funny, actually. And while the gameplay isn't the best, the game is still overall pretty fun, and I would highly recommend trying to get your hands on it, even if it's like $100 right now. Or you can get the demo like I did, because I'm a cheapo. But stay cool, Def Jam Fight for New York, and hopefully your price will come down so I can actually buy you.
I'm gonna take your tongue out and lick my ass with it.
But there's another reason why I bought this demo disc, and it's a little more prominent than Def Jam Fight for New York. Silent Hill 4 The Room. Yes, it had a demo. I didn't expect any of the Silent Hill games to have demos, but here we are. And what this basically is the entire first segment of Silent Hill 4 The Room. I'm not going to be talking about Silent Hill 4 The Room right now, sorry. You see, the thing is that I do actually own this game itself, and I even own all the rest of the Silent Hill games, except for anything after 4, because all of them suck, except for the Silent Hill 2 remake. That one's actually pretty good. So, you're just going to have to wait, because I'm going to make a whole Silent Hill video someday. No pinky promises, because, remember last time. I mean, I still came back for this one, but... And next up is a game that I kind of didn't expect to enjoy. This is Galleon. It's a game where you play as a pirate captain, and it kind of plays like Tomb Raider, but instead of guns, you have your fists. Honestly, I could probably consider this an underrated gem of the Xbox, but I would have to get my hands on the full game before I can actually full-on say that, but... Hey, this one's pretty good, surprisingly enough. And finally, Second Sight. From the guys behind Time Splitters 2, funnily enough. Now, I do actually own Second Sight, and it seems that this version is ever so slightly different from Second Sight's final version, so... Ooh. Basically, this is a fixed camera action game where you have telekinesis and psycho powers. Ooh. Though in the full version of the game, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have all these camera angles, and when I do get the footage for the actual full game, I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna say whether or not it does or does not. Oh, whoops, I forgot about a demo. This is Blinks 2, one of the few original Xbox exclusive games, funnily enough, behind Doo-Doo Vince. But the twist to this one is that you have time powers, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of puzzles that you can solve with these time powers, and it's pretty alrighty. But what I'm not liking is this guy's face. But hey, what's this third demo disc I have? Oh. You see, the thing is that the Xbox 360 does have downloadable demos, so why the hell does this exist? Let's see what's on it. Well, that is strange. I've never seen an XP bar on a demo disc, and it says you can actually unlock demos by doing that. I'm not gonna. Also, I just so happened to get disc 6-7 for all you children out there. So here are the games. This is a pretty terrible selection. We have Call of Duty 3, Small Arms, Aragon, Cars, Superman Returns, but his last game fucking sucked. Or is it another game? I don't know. Anyways, let's play Superman Returns. I am feeling real good about this. And, it is so boring. Basically, you're playing as Superman, and you're supposed to fly around the city looking for any trouble. The thing is that nothing happens. You know, for a city in trouble, there's not a whole lot of trouble going on in it. So why the hell am I here? So anyways, yeah, you fly around, and you win. And you get XP so you can unlock the next act. Cool. That's it. Boring. So maybe I can turn this game into Homelander Simulator instead. Next up is Cars. Oh, I love licensed video games. And the first scene you see in the game is Lightning McQueen with the stoner car. That really tells me what to expect. Anyways, this is a perfectly serviceable racing game, I guess. Or there are definitely better games out there, but I really don't like it whenever Lightning McQueen looks at me like this. What are you implying? And next up is, oh, another licensed game. Aragon. It was a movie. I don't care about movies, I'm sorry. And clearly, they wanted to franchise this shit because, oh my god, look at all the platforms it's on. It's on the Game Boy Advance. What is the Game Boy Advance version like? I'm not telling you, I don't own the game. But I can tell you what the Xbox 360 demo is like, and you know what? It is fine. It is a beat 'em up where you play as the Aragorn guy and you just kill enemies and you summon a dragon every now and then. Yay. Also, I do find this scene kind of funny. That's kind of it, actually. And what about the other demos on the disc? Don't care, we're skipping them. But alright, that seems like every single demo disc we have here. There's no more demo discs. But what if I told you that I was a liar? You see, when I said the Dreamcast discs didn't work on my Dreamcast, I actually did originally mean it. And then I searched up how to fix it, and turns out, it's the video cable. The video cable causes the demo discs to not work. That is so unbelievably stupid. But now I can play all my Dreamcast demo discs. Hooray, yippee, the video gets to go on longer. So instead, we're going to be having a lightning round where I talk about 2 demos on each disc. Let's go. Here's the September 2000 demo disc. And ooh, we have Virtua Tennis. Yum. And honestly, this demo is more than enough Virtua Tennis for me because this is actually a really fun game. But we gotta keep on moving, so yes, game good. And next up is UFC because who can say no to that face right there? And you know what? Despite me not liking games like this one's actually not half bad. I kind of wasn't expecting that at all. Mostly anything that's based off a TV show on TV isn't really good, but turns out this one's not half bad. You got your punches and your kicks and you're supposed to punch them down. Just one problem though, my disc froze after round 1, so I'm not gonna say much about this game other than that. Here's the March 2000 disc, and there's not much to say about this one besides the fact that it has Sega Swirl. It sucks. Okay, it doesn't actually suck. It's a pretty alright puzzle game featuring this noodle. But yeah, it's just the overall okay puzzle game. Yay. But the real highlight here is Choo Choo Rocket. This is a cute little puzzle game where you direct mice into this little spaceship thingy and they go bye-bye. And you know what? It's a pretty fun game.
Though I would also say I don't really need to buy the full game because this puzzle game on its own is fun enough. And ooh, they even have a level editor here. Yeah, sure, you can't save your stages and stuff, but you can still make really dumb shit like this. Overall, you're a fun time, Choo Choo Rocket. Next up, July 2000 demo disc. And ooh, Super Magnetic Neo is actually a surprisingly decent platformer game, except for the fact that you jump with the X button for whatever reason. You see, this game kind of plays like Crash Bandicoot, but instead of spinning around, you have a magnet on your head. Ooh. And you use the different polarities of the magnet to traverse around the level. That's pretty fun. And honestly, I would say this is a little underrated gem of the Dreamcast, because I barely ever heard about it. So yeah, a pretty fun game. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, I'm leaving now. Next up is Silver, and at first this game didn't look like one that I would like, but turns out this is actually kind of like a fixed camera angle action game. It's pretty fun, actually. Also, all the character portraits look like... You see, you play as this little night guy, and you can attack by either pressing a button, or you can hold down the right trigger and then move your stick in a direction to do a specific move. Ooh, yummy. Now, I do have a bit of an issue with fixed camera angle games like this because my character can be way off screen. I don't like that. It can also make some battles really hard to see, so there's that too. But overall, I wasn't expecting to like this game. This one's pretty deep. Okay, this one's probably my favorite demo disc out of the lot, May 2000. Overall, it has pretty decent demos on it, but we're only going to be talking about 2, so let's start off with Carrier. You see, this game is actually a Resident Evil clone, and it's a pretty decent one at that. It's a game where you explore a ship and shoot down zombies. It also has a completely different aiming system to where you can actually aim at parts of the body. You can see the little target right there. So it makes it a lot easier to actually tell where you're aiming in this game. And overall, this demo is actually pretty nice, so much so that I actually bought the full game, and I might talk about it in full capacity at some point, but not right now. Next up is a Gundam game. I don't really like Gundam, I'm sorry. This is a first-person mech suit game, and it doesn't really control well. You see, you move with the D-pad, you look around with the stick, and you do everything else with the face buttons. The combat is ultra janky, the shooting is a little finicky. You can lock onto enemies, but when they get close enough, boom, you have your sword now, and I can't shoot them. How the hell am I gonna kill this guy? Because I can barely hit him with this sword. Look, at most, I actually did manage to kill one enemy, and that's it. The other guy just screwed the shit out of me because I can't get any more health. I tried moving my units onto me, but they didn't really move too much. So sorry to all you Gundam fans, but I don't like this game. Okay, what about January 2000? It doesn't work. Cool, that gives me more time. Let's talk about November 1999. Alright, we got Virtua Fighter 3 TB. However you say that name. It's a decent fighting game, but it is kind of sad that you can't choose any of your characters, so you're stuck playing as this woman fighting off against this little twink right here. And we also have Dynamite Cop, which is, oh my god. Yeah, it looks like I'm stuck with the demo because ain't no way I'm paying $100 for this simple-ass beat-em-up game. Yeah, I'm not saying the game is bad. It's actually really fun, but like, I wouldn't pay $100 for this. Alright, and finally, Generator 1 and Generator 2. Took us long enough. You see, Generator 1 most notably has Power Stone on it, which is also another game that costs like $100 for the Dreamcast. Oh my god. So yeah, it looks like we're stuck with another demo disc here. And have you ever heard of the game Shrek Super Slam? Well, this is Shrek Super Slam, but if it was 10 times better. It is a arena fighter where you play as these guys getting the Power Stones, just like Sonic. And if you grab enough Power Stones, you become a Power Ranger. What? But overall, the general goal is to still beat up your opponent, so yeah, there's that. And overall, this is actually a really fun arena fighter. It's just too bad that I only have the demo of the game and not the full game because, oh my god. And then we have Ready to Rumble Boxing because I'm not talking about much else on this disc. Besides, the guy is taking up most of the sleeve with his chin. How could I not play it? And yes, it is a fighting game where you fight in the ring. But no, honestly, this game kind of feels like Punch-Out if it was a little more free with its movements. Like you can dodge, you can duck down, you can block low, and you can die because I'm not very good at this game. But overall, I actually think this is a surprisingly decent fighting game. So maybe I'll try and get my hands on it one day so I can actually play it in a full capacity instead of this demo. And finally, Generator 2. You know what this disc has? That the Pizza Hut demo disc didn't? Yes, my friends, we can finally go on the perilous journey with the Femme Fatale on this demo disc. Let's put it in. And it doesn't work. In fact, fun fact, I own 3 copies of this disc and it doesn't work on any of them. What? No, I am not kidding. I put in every single Generator Volume 2 disc into this Dreamcast and it refused to load Tomb Raider. So I guess we're not having that perilous journey after all. But you know what I can play? fur fighters. And you know what? This is an okay shooter. I just don't really like the controls. You see, to control the game, you gotta move with the face buttons and aim with the stick. At least this plays way better than that Gundam game from earlier, so there's that. And also, you gotta love the sounds that the characters make. And finally, the last demo on this video. I'm being serious this time. Sonic Adventure. Yep, that is Sonic Adventure right there. Alright, well that was a boogery mess if I've ever played one, so that was pretty much every demo disc that I own. I guess the video's over now. I don't know how to end these.
Thank you for watching this video. My name is Evil Ass Mango High.
If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for making it to the end of the video. You probably have a better attention span than me. If you like it, don't like it, don't like it. And I think subscribing is going to be a waste of your time because I'm already very, very terrible at my upload schedule. But if you really feel like it, then sure, go ahead, why not? But I kind of do want to do this a little more often. So, for those people who made it to the end of the video, put in the comments something interesting as like a topic. And maybe I might make a video on it. It mostly depends on whether or not I have the game or not, whether or not I have the thing or not. Yeah, that's kind of about it, actually. But yeah, just for funsies, if you actually did make it to the end of the video, go ahead, put something down in the comments, and I might read them. Maybe. And for all of you who do that, thank you. And now, I leave. Bye.